Alright, hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick work in progress for this kit that I've just started working on. This is the MC, the Model Comprehend Qubeley. As you can see, it's their high grade 144 scale, though I've seen pictures compared to the Bandai version. This one's a little bit larger. I've basically just got it snap fit together here. Pop the head on. And not everything is really tightly pressed together yet because I don't like having to really fight pieces too hard to get it back apart before I paint it. So here's basically what it's gonna look like unpainted. There are a couple parts missing. For one, there's these parts here. Let me get a closer look. Focus that up. You can see there's this part that fits inside there, but I had to remove this seam line on this dark purple part, so I didn't want to glue these two parts together with this part inside, because obviously I'm going to paint this part gray, and I could have just painted it gray while it's in there, but it's easier to just paint it separately and then pop it in. So basically I just shaved the edges of that enough so that it can pop in without basically it looking any different at all. Other seam lines that needed to be filled in, this pink part here next to the head, that was just two pieces sandwiched together, so I've got to remove those. Here inside this pink part here, there's a seam line. White parts with seam lines are going to be more difficult, because I was hoping not to paint the white because it's already kind of like a really nice glossy plastic, and I'm going to be using glossy top coat on it, so I was hoping just not to paint the white part at all. But there's a couple seam lines here on the thigh. The one in the back's not as bad, just a little bit there. And then on the back of the arm though, there's also a seam line there. Of course it's going to be really hard to see on camera, because I've already put some glue on there, but you can still kind of see it. So I don't know, after sanding that, it's probably gonna need to be painted, but we'll see. Otherwise, that's about it. There's a few parts that aren't on here. Here's kind of a bunch of hand parts, and then there's a bunch of these. You can see these go inside like that. I just didn't bother putting those in yet. These other small white pieces, those go in inside the shoulder binders, and then obviously all of the funnels I didn't put into the backpack yet, and all the hands obviously. Basically my thoughts on the kit so far is that it's definitely got tons of really nice detail on it. Definitely. There has been some problems with some pieces not really fitting together all that well. Especially when it comes to polycaps. I've had to trim some polycaps a bit to get pieces to sandwich together nicely. But other than that, and there's been just a little bit of flash on some of the parts, I just had to kind of clear away. But other than that, everything seems to be fitting together pretty well. There's really only a few parts that I'll glue, especially here in the shoulders, between that pink part, and then there's a gray part in between, and then this other pink part underneath that's just there, just pops up. Focus. This just pops up into there. I'll glue that before painting it. And yeah, I think that's it. As you can see, I'm holding it because it doesn't stand up at all on its own. Basically, there's not enough space in here, or the foot doesn't have enough height in the back to let it lean forward. If I want it to stand on its own, it's gotta really be like leaning forward. There, here at this angle, it's basically like perpendicular to my desk, but it's not gonna stand at all. It's gotta definitely lean forward, and even then, it's not. It just doesn't have enough space to stand on. So it's definitely gonna need this, the base. It comes with a base, so it's fine, and it's a space mobile suit, so it's gonna look much better in kind of flying poses anyway. Let me pop this on. Well, actually, while I've got this off, I'll talk about another problem. This piece, where this connects, it connects via this peg here, but this piece sticking out underneath really blocks a lot of the movement. I don't even have this pressed on all the way, and it's already getting in the way. If I were to press this on like totally, this lower piece sticking out here just really blocks the movement. So I'm gonna basically just grind that down to maybe so that it's like flush with this curved piece here, because it's really not going to be seen, and there's really no reason for it to be sticking out that much. It's just getting in the way, so I'll just grind that down. Other articulation problems, the articulation is really like almost non-existent. The elbows bend like maybe 30 degrees maybe, and here at the shoulder it's the same, about 30 degrees. So like, and then at where it connects to the body, there's no second joint there. It's a joint that will let it move forward and back, but not up and down at all. So arm articulation is really limited. The foot, like I said, it doesn't come forward much at all. The toe part does move separately, barely, and it does go back quite a bit. So again, while in like a aerial pose, it's gonna look fine with the toes pointed down. Let's see, the knees though are gonna be about, there is a double joint, but that's all you're gonna get is about 90. But again, it's kind of enough. The legs aren't gonna go out very much, but again, enough. No one ever really poses a kit with a model doing the splits, so there's kind of really no reason it shouldn't go out any more than that. Forward and back is fine, there's not really any problem there, because there's no back skirt and the front skirt is not really anything. The side skirts are high enough and out of the way, they don't really get in the way of anything. I should say these parts kind of like, I don't know, at least kind of like some Kshatriya kits, you know, these kind of parts where the shoulders are joined to the center of the torso moves independently there, so you can get like more articulation there, but the arm itself goes up all the way. There's really not much need for that, but it does look good. The head also has a pretty alright range. I mean, it goes up that far, up and down like that, and it's got nice detail underneath, if you can see that, so that's gonna look good once it's all painted up. The backpack too, up and down, it's fine. Now, yeah, so far, I mean, yeah, it's I mean, just if you're just building it just like this and not doing any other work to it, you're gonna have problems basically keeping everything together and everything fitting really well. It's definitely going to take a little bit of work. I mean, it's not a high grade. Like, it's a little bit more complicated. So anyway, here, let's take a look. Other thing, I've just got this put together at least. Here's the butterfly base for that. All this does is just snaps on top of this space here, like that, and that's it. And then this will pop on here. And one thing about this is that it's really high. It's high up off the base, so it's kind of a little bit scary. It does move around a lot. Like when you move it like that, it does wiggle quite a bit. But it's secure. I mean, I'm not really worried about it falling off. The peg inside there is long enough and the polycap is tight, so I think it's gonna be okay. I've also had obviously the beam saber handles pop out pretty easily. There is a peg they fit into inside the arm. So again, basically I think once it's all like really finished and painted, everything's gonna like fit together and be really fine. It's just that at this stage, like, it's obviously not finished yet, far from finished. So I guess that's all I can say for this now. I still need to work on just cleaning up seam lines, prepping it for painting, deciding on the paint. I don't have my airbrush yet, so this is just gonna be painted with just spray cans, but I'm alright at using the spray cans. I'm confident I can still make it look really nice. There will be a lot of hand painting details on this kit, so still a lot of work yet to be done. It's still gonna be another at least 2 weeks, I'd say, before I'm finished with this kit, especially with the vacation coming up soon. So anyway, thanks for checking it out and look forward to more soon. Thanks.